Hello to you at home. This is Afroshowbiz News and I am Musa Mkaliphi, here to keep you company for the next half hour with all things art and entertainment from around the African continent. To keep in touch, please feel free to email us at afroshowbiznews@sabc.co.za. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @AfroShowbizNews. Don't forget to write the news with the Z. Well-known play Beauty and the Beast, which has dominated in the United States previously, is now in South Africa. This musical play is based on the classical traditional fairy tale written in the 17th century and suitable for all ages.
The Banya Theatre production this January have launched the classic fairy tale Beauty and the Beast here in South Africa. Beauty and the Beast will be showing at all Gauteng Banya theatres. The musical play, directed by Jean Boshoff, is based on the classical traditional fairy tale written in 1740. This version of Beauty and the Beast features beautiful set, magical costumes, and features some of the most beautiful new voices on the musical circuit. The musical play looks at the life of a beautiful belle and her dysfunctional family. She then falls in love with a scary but lovable beast which her family disapproves of. This musical play has previously dominated in the Disney world internationally, but now the play has been choreographed in a way to suit the South African audiences. This production is not only set for the younger generation, but also suitable for the whole family.
The Cape Town City Ballet has turned 80 this year. To celebrate this performance, 2 ballets will take place at the Maynardville Open Air Theatre. The Cape Town City Ballet will host ballet performances The Firebird and Les Fights from January through February. These 2 performances will take place at the Maynardville Open Air Theatre. Cape Town City Ballet is South Africa's oldest ballet company and one of the oldest in the world. Started in 1934 at the University of Cape Town Ballet Company, it became the Cape Town City Ballet Company in 1964. Since its establishment, the company's studios have been based at the University of Cape Town. The ballet currently has 24 dancers on a full-time contract. It also uses students from UCT School of Dance to supplement when necessary. The Cape Town City Ballet has a number of development programs in place, namely the Jikeleza in Hout Bay, the Young Male Dancer Development Program, the Graduate Program, and the Audience Development Program. They also teach young dancers in disadvantaged areas. Ladysmith Black Mambazo lead singer Joseph Tshabalala says he will stop touring with the band. The multiple Grammy Award-winning outfit is constantly entertaining crowds abroad. They're waiting for the evening of the 26th to find out if they bagged another Grammy. Ladysmith Black Mambazo was formed in a small town of Ladysmith in the 1960s. It was only in 1986 that they gained international fame when they collaborated with American singer Paul Simon on the Graceland album with the hit single Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. The Zulu Isicathamiya band then released their first album in the United States of America the following year, 1986. They titled the album Shaka Zulu, and it got them a Grammy Award for the Black Traditional Folk Album. They then appeared in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, where they sang a bridge version of Lindelani. They appeared in the popular children's series Sesame Street. Their version of Mbube opened Eddie Murphy's film Coming to America. In 1993, their song Inkanyezi Nezazi reached number 2 in the UK pop charts. Their best compilation followed. It sold more than 1 million copies in the United Kingdom. All in all, the South African outfit has been nominated 15 times for the Academy Award Grammys and have managed to scoop up 3. Through it all, Joseph Tshabalala was touring with the band. He stopped leading the band in 2008 with one of his sons taking over. He will continue as a member of the band and will continue touring with them at home. The Goodman Gallery in Johannesburg has opened with the works of artist Gabriel Goliath on Thursday. The exhibition is themed Faces of War. This is her first solo show with the gallery.
This is the vision of the gallery, who represents many of South Africa's best-known contemporary artists, encouraging them to address new aesthetic, social, political, and economic themes and challenges the status quo. The gallery has recently opened its doors to exhibit the works of Gabriel Goliath this January to mid-February. Her theme for this special exhibition is dubbed Faces of War. Faces of War interrogates the pretentious secrecy of domestic violence in South Africa today.
Faces of War, in brief, is a body of work that deals with the very distressing social phenomenon of domestic violence in our country. And really what I'm looking to do essentially is an exercise in portraiture, the entire body of work. And really what it's looking at is this idea of domestic violence by definition is confined to the home. And so as a result of that becomes a sort of faceless issue and a silenced one.
This is her first solo exhibition with the gallery, as she has previously exhibited with other groups. Goliath presents a cross-section of everyday South Africans as faces of people who may or may not be victims or perpetrators of domestic violence. Casting her subjects in a shadow of doubt, each one a potential victim or perpetrator, Goliath invites the viewer to question the unsettling anonymity or facelessness of this conflict. 5 women bravely disclose their own experience of domestic violence in the cycle of video portraits.
Former Isidingo actress Lesego Motsepe was found dead in her Johannesburg flat earlier this week. Motsepe would often enter homes across Africa through her role of Leti Matabane in a popular soap opera, Isidingo. Lesego Motsepe was known by millions for her acting. She was loved by millions for playing Leti Matabane on the small screen. Earlier this week, it was revealed that the 39-year-old had been found dead in her flat in Johannesburg. The reason given for her death is natural causes. On World AIDS Day in 2011, Motsepe revealed she had been HIV positive since 1998. In 2012, the actress controversially revealed she had stopped taking her antiretroviral medication. Instead, she said she was controlling the disease with a special diet that includes beetroot, garlic, and natural supplements.
Honestly, I'm spiritually ready to be able to carry this, and make people to realize that it's not a death sentence. And also, why now is that I've spent the last 13 years doing my own research to see how the people closest to me will react.
It's a decision that was criticized by many. As an HIV-positive celebrity, Motsepe became an AIDS activist using puppets to educate children about the virus.
I'm strong enough, and I'm able to use the face that people know to spread the gospel of love, to introduce a new conversation about HIV, to say infected does not mean that you are dying.
A memorial service was held at the SABC earlier this week. Motsepe is survived by her mother, brothers, as well as nieces and nephews. Her body was discovered by her brother, Muemise Motsepe. We will now go for a short ad break. Do stay tuned for more. A few African countries have banned the American Oscar-nominated The Wolf of Wall Street. The Kenya Film Classification Board says the movie has too much sex, nudity, alcohol, and drug use.
Excuse me? Yeah.
Directed by award-winning Martin Scorsese and starring Hollywood heartthrob Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street has been one of the favorites during this awards season. On its Facebook page, the Kenya Film Classification Board says, "There is a limit to everything, and we believe the Kenyan public deserves better." Wolf of Wall Street has been restricted. The film is not for sale, exhibition, or distribution in Kenya. Violators shall be prosecuted.
This is the greatest company in the world!
This banning has made movie pirates happy. Wolf of Wall Street is being sold illegally on street corners of major cities in the country. Outside Africa, the film is also banned in Malaysia and Nepal, while it's lost 3 scenes in India. The film has also broken the record for the most times the F word is said in a movie. It is based on the life story of Jordan Belfort. He became a wealthy stockbroker after starting his own company that was not always doing things the right way. As a result of this, he ended up in prison and then reinvented himself. Wolf of Wall Street has been showing to packed cinemas in South Africa.
This is my home!
Good for you, little man. You're the little man.
The show goes on! They're gonna need to send in the National Guard.
Effiong is a 12-year-old gospel sensation from Kenya. His breakthrough in the music industry came in 2011 when he released Wololo Yaye. Despite singing since 2011, Effiong has only just released his debut album. The kid singing sensation has released 8 music videos. His genre is gospel. Out of all of them, he has selected Wololo as his radio single. Effiong says he has recorded 11 songs. His single features big wig, rough tone. Currently, Effie is attending school at Mary Immaculate and ranks 2nd in his class. The young man is to release another single, Bado Yupo. The South African National Arts Council will honor men and women who contribute towards the development of arts in the country. In doing so, the National Arts Council has called for the public to nominate prospective players from all genres supported by the council. Joining us in studio is Julie Dipufa, Arts Development Manager at NAC. Hello and welcome to Afroshowbiz News.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Now, Julie, the NAC has started an initiative to honor heroes and heroines. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, many of the people who have contributed to the arts are generally well known. So we want to go behind the scenes and look for women and men who are actually heroes and heroes in their own right, but are not well known. They're not in the forefront. Many of the people that know will be the artists on the stage, but whoever is behind the artist is not well known. These people have contributed a lot. They have worked selflessly to contribute to the arts in South Africa, and we really want to give them a platform to say, hey, we're bringing them to acclaim, to say they've done so much in the arts, they deserve to be known.
Now, Julie, what is the criteria that you are using to actually select these nominations?
Okay, because the nomination phase is still the initial phase, we'll actually be looking at the body of work that they have done, the legacy that they have left. They should obviously have been working in the arts and contributed to the arts.
Now, Julie, for upcoming and established artists, why do you think such recognition is important for them?
It is important because we're basically trying to promote and advance the art with such an initiative. So we're actually saying to them, work and perfect your art, leave a legacy, put South Africa on the map and continue bringing your arts to a higher level.
Now, as a development manager, what has your role been?
As an arts development manager, the National Arts Council is to oversee the process of grants dispersal. So from the time of application process to the approval and the disbursement of funds. So that has been my role. In addition, I oversee such initiatives as the recognition of arts icons.
Now for this, was there any specific funding that was used for these?
We have put aside money for this initiative.
How are you going to be choosing your winners?
It's going to be a public nomination process. We actually inviting the public to nominate heroes that they have in their communities. The selection will actually have 4 phases. The first phase will be done by the advisory panel chairpersons. These advisory panels are actually members of the public that have been nominated to serve and advise the National Arts Council. The second phase will actually be putting the nominees on our NAC website, will be publicizing them for the public to comment on. And then thirdly, the chairperson will make final recommendations, which will be approved by the council.
All right. Now, these are the first Icons Awards. What are you hoping to achieve as the NAC?
Basically, we are hoping to advance the arts, to promote the arts, and also to see, for the public to see us not as a grants disbursement organization, but actually moving beyond grants disbursement and contributing to the development and promotion of the arts in South Africa.
Now, Julie, please explain to us, when selecting these nominees, are there certain areas that are targeted, or do you look at it from a broader perspective?
It's broadly from all corners of South Africa, irrespective of where you live. All provinces, all municipalities, all villages, as long as there's a person who's a South African who has worked quite a lot to contribute to the arts in South Africa, it's eligible to be nominated.
Arts being theatre and film?
It's the arts disciplines that the NAC caters for are crafts, dance, literature, multidiscipline, music, theatre and visual arts. We do not have film. Film is catered for by the National Film and Video Foundation.
All right. Why is it that you do not include film in your selection process?
There's an entity that's responsible for film. We acknowledge that the arts have advanced and they have evolved. Many of the productions might have a film component, but if such has contributed to the arts, we may recognize it, but we are prescripted to look at the arts disciplines that by virtue of the NAC Act we can approve.
Now, as a development manager, how would you think, do you think South Africans embrace art, or do you think more can be done to actually promote and embrace art as the public?
South Africa loves the arts so much that though we still need to continue building the arts, but the arts are loved by South Africa.
Now, for all those who would actually like to get into arts, whether it be young or old, how would you motivate them? What do you think maybe is the one thing they can do to actually get into this type of field?
Well, it basically starts with passion, and if there's talent that can be nurtured, there are a lot of schools, there are a lot of NGOs that are working in the arts to support the arts. They can just continue working, grow their craft, and contribute to South Africa, to job creation, to the economy, and build the cultural industries.
All right. Now, Julie, as the NAC, apart from these awards, are there any other maybe projects that you guys are involved in, and could you maybe please take us through those?
There are a few that we're involved with. We have one that's still forthcoming, wherein we're going to be training crafters with innovation, with new designs, because we really want them to, the products to access the markets. Currently, there's one project that is at the PE Opera House. It's a showcasing of script development project that we had, where we had 4 young writers going through a training and a mentorship program. So from then they developed the scripts, and 2 of those scripts were selected to be showcased at the PE Opera House.
All right. Well, Julie, that is where we'll have to wrap it up, but thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
45 African fashion designers from Africa will get to showcase their work in a new book. The book is being put together by Brett Jacqueline Shaw. The countries she selected range from Ghana, Kenya, all the way to the south of the continent, Namibia and South Africa.
These clothes, handbags and accessories were designed right here in Africa. They are part of the collections that are found in Jacqueline Shaw's new book, Fashion Africa. Shaw, also a fashion designer, put the book together after her very successful blog, African Fashion Guide. In recent years, the fashion world has seen an outbreak of new collections inspired by Africa's vibrant colors, patterns and textures such as these ones from Louis Vuitton. As Africa becomes an inspiration for international brands, some labels are choosing to move their entire production to Africa, as we have heard of European clothing retailer H&M recently. Fashion Africa will have about 200 photographs and interviews from different designers. They speak about the challenges they face in producing on the continent, including the inability to get good machinery. One issue that bothers them is that Africa grows about 12% of the world's cotton, but the continent exports 95% of it, as there are no factories and mills that can process it. The products are sold both in the international market and also in Africa. Shaw has worked for Puma, Russell Athletic, Ocean Pacific, Fila, Chili Pepper and Babylon Princess C. The book will be launched by Jacaranda Books on February the 6th.
A must-read book this week is titled Flavors of Love. The book is by well-renowned author Dorothy Kwamsan. Flavors of Love is a book that was initially written by her husband. She later completed it after his passing. The book's main character is Saffron, a woman on the verge of a meltdown. It has been 18 months since her husband was murdered, and she and her daughter decided to keep the murderer's identity a secret for some unknown reason. Some shocking news about the 14-year-old daughter begins to shatter the walls of Saffron has spent so many times trying to hide when she receives threatening letters. African Metropolis short film is to premiere in Rotterdam, Netherlands tonight and later proceed in Santa Barbara in the United States of America on the 6th of February till the 8th of February 2014.
African Metropolis premieres in Europe tonight at the renowned International Film Festival, Rotterdam. On top of that, the short film program revisits North America in February, and for the U.S. premiere at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival in California. The compilation of 6 short fiction films set in 6 major African cities tells urban tales about life in Africa metropolises. The African Metropolis Short Film Project is an initiative of the Goethe Institute, South Africa, and South African executive producer Stephen Markowitz, with support of Guarantee Trust Bank and the Hubert Bowles Fund of International Film Festival Rotterdam. With short films set in Lagos, Abidjan, Dakar, Johannesburg, Cairo, and Nairobi, the filmmakers' work shows the face of a modern and cosmopolitan Africa and the challenges, long-standing cliches about the continent.
African Museum, the African Diaspora, is hosting an exhibition and a film series in San Francisco in the USA. The exhibition is currently taking place and it ends on the 13th of April 2014.
African and Black Diasporas in Dialogue focuses on the Black liberation movement and its impact on the arts, culture, and politics across the world. It's on display at the Museum of African Diaspora. There are several pieces connected to Nelson Mandela that are included in the exhibition and to honor his recent passing. Black solidarity and the fight for equal rights internationally is the focus of this show, which contains more than 100 items. These pieces range from paintings, photos, sculptures to posters, buttons, and newspapers. Artists throughout the United States, Africa, and the Caribbean created the works in this exhibition. Cross Currents is a collection of fine art, documentary, and artistic photographs and material ephemera, exploring the influence of Black liberation movements on music, art, poetry, and drama. The exhibition also includes a special film series to deepen the visitors' appreciation of the collection. Several of the films were created during the 1960s to the 1980s, and some are recent productions that take a reflective look back at the time.
We have now come to the end of our show. Do catch the repeat every Sunday at 2 a.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. It's been good. I am Musa Mkaliphi. Thank you and good night.